How we doing? How we doing? Okay, so today we're gonna try out some more Kang stuff, and then I need to build my decks for the diner. Also, there's a new video on the YouTube about the returning player stuff. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So yeah, we're gonna start. I wanted to play more of this. Built this the other day. How long does someone have to be gone? I think it is 2 or more months from what I have heard. That seems to be how long you need to be gone. Big sad. It's a funny emote. It's no Bible dump, but it is funny. Sasquatch. Sure. The human Kang. I was hoping my 8 hours of sleep would count. If only. If only. Oh god, dude. Clog is cringe. It is very cringe. Hey, Lamp. Beta Male Bill is here to save the day. We're flaming on. So we will kill the demon. Brood. Oh, I can actually play both of these. That's kind of sick. They see ball. I go down to. They go up to 11. So I would need to play something on the right. I think what I'm going to do. I'm going to snap back, and then if I lose, I'm going to concede because Clog is cringe. I don't feel like playing against it. Who gives a shit about the tickets anyway? Okay. Probably gonna die to a cannonball, I imagine. But such is life. Oh, sucks to be you, good sir. Sucks to be you. Shout out Titanium. Okay, this is really funny. The Clogger can become the Cloggy. Oh, great. That's not ideal. Well, wait, I can Cosmic Ghost Rider it, maybe. We're not out of it yet. Okay, now we're out of it. Yeah, okay. New Kang is quite a bit of fun. It hasn't had the best stats yet, but it is fun. Which really should be the main goal of a rework, I think. Malekith. Malekith isn't actually very good for me because board space issues. Yeah, it's pretty expected. They have Prio, which sucks. And of course they get Acid Arrow, because why would they not get Acid Arrow? As is tradition. Although I could try and clog them with their own debris, which would be pretty funny. Watch that be Viper. Oh, it's Annie. They have Prio, so they lose, most likely, I think. I guess Gore might beat me. Gore's the only out, which... Seaball. See these nuts, little bro. Fuck Clog. How's it feel? Not so nice when your opponent clogs you now, is it? It's not so nice when someone else plays debris. We used the clog to destroy the clog. All is right in the world. And I have finished my alliance bounties. Which means I can take some garbage to get it out of the pool for everyone else. No variant this week, though. Sad. I like these a lot, though. I like the matte reds. They look nice. I do what I can. Been running into a lot more Enchantress lately, making Victoria tougher to play. Yeah, they're... Enchantress is like the one tech card I feel like got more popular after the OTA. It's definitely the change that was the least of a nerf. Oh, that's very good. We're using Kang to counter the Kang. Oh, they insta-left. Interesting. That's a shame. I could have Kanged and then copied the Kang. Alright. Kang is Hobgoblin. Wait, we could give them Kang and Jotunheim. That's kind of funny. I think I'm gonna do that. Just been the use the most. Yeah, I believe it. You like Cosmo more now? Really? I feel like Cosmo was hurt by the change quite a bit. So yeah, we'll play some decks, and then I'm gonna go look through what decks I want to recommend for the diner. What's the agenda for today? Ooh, that's kind of cool. Actually get Mystique value. Do you think they'll revert Cosmo back? I would say it is likely they revert Cosmo back. I think they're going to revert almost all the changes. I could see Negasonic staying the way it is. And maybe Enchantress, but I think they're going to revert the vast majority of the changes back. Yeah, I think the tech cards are better to have than to not have, generally speaking. Is that Wiccan? Fallen one. Didn't they just lose energy? Is that right? I feel like they just lost energy. I guess they just need something to play? I don't know. Yeah, Killmonger is the one I hope they revert the most, personally. Ooh, get owned, Moonstone. Yeah, I mean, no one's played Diner in so long, right? And it's going to feel a bit different now, I think. I really hope the changes they make are received well, because I think they are good changes. My thing, though, is I think it will only be received so well, because, like, I think Diner is just an inherently flawed mode. So they changed a lot of the stuff about... Oh, you didn't play when Diner is the thing, huh, Lamp? Right? It was so long ago. Diner's whole thing was a gimmick on extra snaps in the game. And I don't think it was a very well done gimmick. It made the game more stressful, and it didn't really make the gameplay that much more interesting because it incentivized more retreating. But you could snap multiple times, there was more auto doubling, and you tried to earn more stuff. Your currency from the mode. I'll have an overview of it tomorrow. I talked about some of the changes though already. I think the changes will make it much better received. For sure. So in theory, this should win me the middle lane. Never seen this Kahori before. What's up, greatness? GG's. How do I do this? This will move here. Bot here, bot here. This will fill the right. So I'll do this, this, this. Yeah. Oh, they snow guarded it. Interesting. Goliath, rude. But not that big of a deal, all things considered. I think this gives me a high likelihood of winning. Reasonably. That Master Puppet. I've not tried 37 Card Monte yet. What is this? Passion. Ooh, that's not great. I think that kills me. Right? It does. I guess I should have known they were playing Victoria, but we hadn't seen it yet. Is Human Torch just a worse sunspot, or am I misunderstanding? No, it seems bad. It does seem bad. Wouldn't recommend. The point of playing Kang and Arsham, you don't even get the Kang cards. Well, you can still get the Kang cards, just less likely, right? The point is to have as big a deck as possible to flex on your opponent. That's the real point. Sounds kind of ass, but I have an answer to the Quinjet, so I guess I'll stay. Feels like Victoria hand is kind of hard for us to beat. Because we're just playing a worse Victoria hand deck. Although, if we draw Gorgon, maybe. Yeah, I think a lot of the cards this month are just not good. Speaking of not good, the position we find ourselves in is not very good. Oh, no, go back here. I guess I'm supposed to play this to reduce the Mockingbird. I mean, we're just retreating. Our hand is dog shit. I don't think Andy's going to be very good, but we'll see. Andy seems like pack filler. His art is fun, though. He's got that going for it. New high score with tier 1 for 4 months. Thanks for the support. Welcome back. Enjoy the lack of ads, the emotes, and these pogfish. Alright, I mean, I'm not snapping this hand. What am I snapping, right? I should probably play Iron Patriot over Valentina. Probably a better card. Maybe I need another generator, though. Because it has been feeling a little lacking. Because Kang reduces our consistency of finding our card generation. Make me up when we switch to Marvels. What's up, Calbrix? Cool to see Maria Hill. You don't see that very often. I'm a simple man. I see Victoria Frigga, I snap. Yeah, I think Negasonic probably has to go. Lol. That's pretty funny. This put me in a awkward position, though, kind of. I mean, it's more awkward for them, but... Snow Guard doesn't really do anything relevant. I mean, I guess they could try and scam me with the Central Park if they get it, but... Kang? Nick Fury Kang. Interesting. We got Storm. Bum 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 bum. Safety's been pretty high up there recently, huh? Dude, if he legions me, I would crash out. I would actually crash out. Well, this is helpful. Kind of. Don't even think about it. Unsure of what I'm supposed to do here. What's up, Mr. Paw? I think it's just this. Looks kind of weird, but... So they're going to play a big card in the middle, most likely. I can do this. Shame we didn't get the Kang the other turn. We could have had a third Vicky hand. That would have been nice. And because of Gorgon, it should be hard for them to play one big thing in the middle to overtake us power-wise. Speed. Well, that does it. Fuck me. That sucks. I couldn't beat that, though. Where did the Stegron come from? Was that Iron Patriot? Hey, Maria Hill. Well, their random bullshit won them the game. That's unfortunate. Toxin and Stegron were both really good generators. That version is probably just better than what I am playing, I think. I wonder what their last cards were. It was Kang. It was Kang and something else. I think I'm gonna try this because it looks kind of fun. I think I'll keep in Gorgon. Okay, Kang. If I tried Ichi to help draw Kangs. I have, but not in these Victoria style ones. Alright. These out. Oh, they didn't have Frigga. I mean, Gorgon's really just kind of for the mirrors. Kind of fucks over the other Victoria hand decks, but maybe there are not enough of those to justify it. I mean, I think you could say most Kang decks are cope, but they're fun, so. The stats aren't looking very good. Are they running Snow Guard? I don't want to run Snow Guard. The Surfer one was the best by far for me. Wasn't even close. Was not particularly close. Yeah, Gorgon hits a decent amount of stuff. There are worse cards to play. Alright, what do I want for my last card here? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of generation. Esme? Maybe. I should probably just put in one more piece of, I mean, I guess there's some decent Esme hits. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I mean, I could just keep playing Valentina. That's an option. Pixie for the meme? No, thank you. I think I'm just gonna play Valentina for fun. I like having 4 2s in this. You really want to curve out. Bum, 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 bum. The Surfer Wiccan one on tap, small sample with 62% win rate. I think Kang and Wiccan are things that should not be mixed together. I tried it. Mind you, I tried it in a list. I think that was bad, but I think on principle, Kang plus Wiccan is bad. I could see Esme and Surfer. Seems pretty reasonable. Bam, bam. This is a good curve. Oh man, that's not great for us. Okay. I don't think they're gonna play their zeroed card in the middle. They didn't play it at all. Fuck it. Yeah, Starbrand was kind of expected. Let's see who wins the flip. Okay. Oof, that's rough. Mockingbird gives me a chance, actually. Sure. I think we get him here. Maybe we lose if they have like a big guy and a Scar. Scar costs 3 though. Nice. The only real synergy cards are Eitri, Surfer, Bird, and Quinjet. Yeah, that sounds about right. You can't forget Jim Hammond, though. You might be asking, what is the synergy with Jim Hammond and Kang? Kang makes you less likely to draw Jim Hammond, which will clearly increase your win rate, because then you never have to find that card. Because that shit is ass. So I could float, which would let me play this Kang for free next turn, but I get more Wiccan power if I play, or not Wiccan, I get more speed power if I play this Kang. I don't really want to play these one. I mean, actually, I should just play the Phoenix Force one. There's no reason not to. We do not have destroy stuff. Oh. I mean, is there a reason to fight for this lane at all instead of the middle? Not really sure there is. It's blobbing time. Who's the big guy deck now, opponent? Look at these Kangs. They're so big. Making Blob relevant again. I am interested in finding out the best Kang decks, because I do think Kang will have some very powerful snap equity in the diner. Speaking of powerful snap equity, holy... Yeah, this version's feeling better than what we were playing before. Ooh. Oh, we have Frigga. Gross. We just have to hope that deep space doesn't swap here. Like, he better than Surfer? Maybe. Maybe. Being able to copy your crazy Kangs is pretty cool. Ba-na-na-na-na. We go Blink, Goliath, Victoria. And that should be pretty hard to beat, I think. Oh, they have an Enchantress. I see. Well, if they play Enchantress, it's their whole turn. Does kind of fuck with my play, though. They could have Ebony Maw, or, what's it called? I think the line we have to take, then, is, like, this. This looks weird, but I think it's actually... this. Weirdly enough. Normally I would put Vicky in the middle, but... doing this. So that's probably Maw. I was hoping for Mockingbird. It does beat... not Maw, right? But they had Maw. Sad. I mean, maybe I was supposed to just play the Blink left. I'm surprised they didn't go for Enchantress in the middle, because if I played like Vicky middle, it could have been bad for them. Do. We had an out there if we hit Mockingbird. And we also win if they don't have Maw. Danger, I think, probably won't be great on release, but will be good when we get those other activate cards. My guess. Maybe it ends up being okay. Oh man, that's annoying. Nope. Bad hand was Isle of Silence. Let's try again. Enchantress does fuck the Victoria hand decks pretty hard. Do, 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 do. That's bad for them. Probably good for me. Yeah, Jocasta should make a pretty big difference. Damn. Kind of risky, but oh my god. I guess I should have seen that coming. Wait, we have Nocturne though. I don't think they know we have Nocturne. Sucks they have Ares. It's like they're one big idiot they can play in the middle. That's not ideal. Wow, that's pretty nuts. I bet they didn't check the Kang. Wait, why didn't it double the... Or no, it did. Moonstone doesn't double, she gains the effect. It did what I thought it would do. In hindsight, I definitely should not have snapped the Maw, but never punished. Look at that. A royal flush of Kangs. Look at all these Kangs. It's Kangin time. I don't think I've ever had a full opening hand of Kangs. Nice. Kang gang! Our opponent knew. Our opponent knew their future was cooked. With these Kangs. This has felt reasonable. Oh yeah, there was something I wanted to cover. Let's pull up the Discord. Let's see. Team answers. Conquest Metal Shop price increase follow-up. Griffin mentioned on Wednesday he would dive deeper into the values from June and get back to us about why the prices doubled or tripled. Has there been any progress in getting an answer on this? So, I guess the cost of things in Conquest was more expensive in June. I don't know if it was more expensive last month or August or September, but someone noted it was more expensive. I think it was because of the 5-week season, if I recall correctly. I don't know if we've had any other 5-week seasons. I haven't been keeping track of it. But there was an update. So let's see what they had to say. After reports came in at launch of this season, at Conquest, metal shop prices were different than normal. Reached out to the team in charge for an answer. They checked our internal documentation on current and previous metal shop rewards, and it showed that September's pricing matched that of the previous 5-week seasons, like June and April. Passed the info along, and I passed it on Discord. Players then provided some screenshot and video from back in June and April, showing us our internal numbers did not match what was live. The team began to investigate. After an investigation, it seems that back in December of last year, that changes were planned to be implemented that would redistribute the medal rewards whenever there was a 5-week season. While planned internally in our documentation, these changes never made it to the game itself. When implementing this season, new internal processes added the documented changes to the game files under the assumption those were the default values. We know these inconsistencies have been frustrating, and we truly appreciate players bringing them to our attention. For this current season, we don't plan to make adjustments mid-season. Going forward, the plan is to reevaluate our processes and communication to ensure pricing in future seasons are more consistent. Players can expect clear and more stable experience between Conquest seasons, and any changes communicated proactively, not reactively. Yeah, man, I don't know about this one. Maybe specifically for Conquest, but if there's anything that has been proven over time, it's that the majority of like things they do are reactive. I feel like, not proactive. I feel like much of their communication is reactive, and I don't really see a reason to believe that will change. It feels like they're constantly kind of on the back foot. I don't know how this happens. Like they're like, all right, we're planning these changes, and then they didn't implement them, and someone saw them like, oh, this is how it is now. It's like, no one did it. It just seems like their internal structure is very fragmented, and I think it causes a lot of problems. I mean, I don't really think it's much of Griffin's fault. I think he's trying to do the best with what he has, and I believe that he wants it to be this way. He would much prefer to be proactive, not reactive. I just don't believe that's going to happen based on the track record we have, which, I mean, frankly, predates him. I do like that they gave us the info for the diner early, though. That was a common thing I've been asking them to do for a while, so that was nice. But I don't see a world where Snap suddenly becomes more proactive than reactive in terms of like, because you can't be proactive about issues that you don't know happen, right? Like, they didn't realize this was an issue until people pointed out. There's no way they can realize that or be proactive unless they know it's an issue. And he's basically saying they're going to try and reevaluate their processes, but I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to help. Be nice if it did. Their premium gold pass to the diner, I don't believe so. It was not mentioned in the info we got, and since we got the regular rewards track on there, I think they would have put the other one on there too if it was a thing. So I don't think there's a gold pass for this one. They still haven't given the Japanese players the web shop yet. But yeah, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I think they are trying to do some things to make things better. And that's nice. But it just, I try and put myself in the position of, all right, let's say I live in the world where I can make some big changes. I try and be realistic with it, like, because there's no point in speculating about making, like, oh, what if I made half the cards free or something? Because that's just never going to happen. But within that scope, if, like, I'm in the position they're in, I don't know what the answer is to fix the problems at hand. It feels very odd. Worked in comm firms. They talk their player base breaks every single rule of good community engagement. I could believe it. I don't know. It's very odd to me the way some of this stuff gets handled. Like, in the past, we got a lot of upfront communication when there was an error like the thing bundle. And this time when it happened, they didn't say anything about it. They just quietly fixed it. And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, they refunded people. Which I think it's the best way to do it, is to refund people in that instance. But I think they should have like been like, hey, here. And then it was very funny. The refunding people caused an issue too, and no one knew what was going on because they didn't communicate it. And it's, I don't know. I studied communication, so it's like communications, and I definitely think there's room, a lot of room for improvement. Also, like, as much as it's useful for people like me, I don't think Discord's the most effective method of communicating some of these things. But that's the one they've kind of locked in on. Can't complain about that one too much, though, because it gives me free content to give people news on the YouTube. Because a lot of people don't want to sift through all the Discord. Yeah, it definitely does feel that way. So I definitely feel for him, because, like, I think Griffin would prefer to do things probably differently, but probably has limited say on that matter. Like, there's only so many ways you can put makeup on a pig, right? Like, if you're delivering news that people don't like, you can only make it so much better. They have 137,000 Discord members. Everyone else doesn't see it. Don't they have millions of players? Pretty sure, yeah. Although, yeah, I mean, it's hard to know the actual player numbers, but it's the monetization controversy this time. No monetization controversy, surprisingly. I was talking about a response to... They basically said the 5-week season medal amounts have been wrong for Conquest, and they're going to fix it in the future, and they're going to try and be more proactive about communicating this stuff. And I'm like, I just don't think that's going to happen. They said they're going to, you know, reevaluate their internal processes, which I don't think they're, like, lying about that. I think they probably will reevaluate their internal processes. I'm just not optimistic that it's going to do anything. I'll believe that makes a meaningfully good change when I see it. Surprised if it makes it through next year, honestly. I think there's a very important distinction that gets lost in the dialogue, which is, I would bet all the money in my bank account that this game will be here in a year's time. Now, the online community and content creation stuff, wouldn't be making a bet on that one. But Marvel's still a big IP, and the game still makes a bunch of money. So I think the reports of its literal death are exaggerated. But I imagine it will continue to decline unless something pretty major happens. This is Wiccan Surfer. Wiccan Kang Surfer. Yeah, I mean, if the content scene totally dies, the competitive scene would too. Snap has never had much of a competitive scene, though. In fact, I mean, all things considered, this year has been the closest it's ever had to having a competitive scene. which is nice. And I'm pretty sure the vast majority of the reason for that is because they hired somebody new, which was Brady. And for all my critiques, I'll give him that hiring Brady was a pretty big W. I think he's done a lot of positive for the game. There were a lot of grassroots tourneys in the beginning, that's true. And that was cool. Do 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 do. It's +5, so it's actually more here. Nice. You should host a tournament, but only invite people who use the Deadpool emote and set it on fire. Yeah, the rewards for returning players, it's a net positive for the game. I talked about it in the video, but I feel like they really need to try and take more from how Hearthstone does returning player stuff. I think that is the gold standard for returning player experience, and it's part of the reason Hearthstone is still a much more successful game in terms of the content side of things than Snap is. Because people can actually return to the game fairly easily. Yeah, being able to sustain the pass from that's quite nice. I mean, community tournament stuff is always good for like the engaged side of the player base. Kang copied Astral. It's actually not bad, because if he copies a skill, he doesn't disappear. It's like when Copycat copies a skill. Ooh, that sucks. I actually probably should have gave myself room to draw, but probably fine. Oh, they have 1,000,000 energy now. But do they have the points? The question. Probably. We'll see, though. What is this again? Files. Yeah, Enchantress is very good against all the V hand. They ordered that wrong for Galacta. Didn't matter, but... Also, public service announcement. Please don't put Wiccan in your Kang decks or Kang in your Wiccan decks. It's so fucking bad. It's so very bad. I like Kang. I think he's fun. If you're just doing it for fun, who gives a shit? But if you want to win the game, I would advise against it. Yeah, Kang is definitely better for cube equity than pure win rate, I think. This is the Kang Surfer player. So, true, right? Surfer revolves around one card. But I think Surfer is less reliant on drawing Surfer than Wiccan decks are reliant on drawing Wiccan, if that makes sense. I think Surfer has enough stuff going for it that it can more easily win without drawing the Surfer than Wiccan decks can without drawing the Wiccan. That said, I'm sure Kang and Surfer is far from optimal. It's just fun. Yeah, that's fair. Is there an Airwalker King deck? I'll let you know whenever I get Airwalker. Arax Gambit. I do not have Airwalker. Airwalker was the event card, right? Man, Sandbar sucks. I think the play here is this now into Mockingbird. Oh, of course it discards Mockingbird and hits the worst one. Ugh. That's so very, very not good for me. About as bad as it could be. Okay, yeah, that kills me. Reminds me of the Reddit post when people wanted to Viper Martyr. do, 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 do. Do, do, do. I'm glad people are having fun with Kang, though. Especially, it's nice that Kang released on a week where the normal new card was pretty boring and dog shit. Because I'm certainly having a lot more fun playing Kang than I would be Jim Hammond. No doubt about that one. Bro, again? Just press the snap button so I can leave. Thank you. Twice in a row is brutal. Well, this is a hand. There's no batching and bossing, say. True. Is this a brood snap? Maybe? Oh, that's scary. Yeah, it's Wiccan Surfer Kang. Alright, they do have 1,000,000 points of power, which is a little scary. This gets us Bird or Kahori. That's pretty good. Glenn Kang. She used a Kang-style rework for a character not in the MCU. Which character could it be? I saw that. I did see that one. Wonder who it is. What? Okay. The Kangs have been nice in making Mockingbird a little better in this style of deck. I have liked that. Warpath rework? Could be. Yeah, I don't know who the character they're going to do is. Some people suggested Jeff, but I don't think they're going to change Jeff. I also do not know the current MCU lineup well enough to know who is and isn't in it. But if we just go through looking at bad cards, I think we can quickly deduce this maybe. 3 cards short of a fully inked Thanos stack. All 3 have a fuck ton of splits. Character mastery, baby! Character motherfucking mastery. Mantis. Dude, Mantis has been changed so many times, and every time she still sucks. The least they could do is give her a summer beach skin like they did in the other fucking Rivals. Mantis is in the MCU though, so doesn't apply. You get like 80% the normal rainbow background. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that is not character mastery. Character mastery did lower your overall chances of an inked or gold though, so more excited about the DCU than in the MCU. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. MCU is definitely I think plateaued in terms of interest. It's really hard to, I think they did a good job with the whole lead up to the Infinity Stone saga, and it had a good ending, and I think it's like it's hard to keep that momentum going, you know? And the quality of the things after it with so many like not great stuff didn't help. So DCU, I'm no expert. They obviously have the new Superman. I'm pretty sure Peacemaker's a part of it. They're doing the Supergirl. I don't know if the Batman is in it or not. I'm not sure. It is, I guess that counts. But for me personally, So I was never like the biggest Marvel or DC person. Like, I really like Spider-Man and Venom. They were my favorite. And I'm looking forward to that stuff. But I want to go back to maybe instead of trying to piece everything together and make everything connected, throw that shit on the back burner and just focus on making really good self-contained movies. Although it sounds like they kind of did that a bit with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. I haven't seen the movies, so I can't speak to them personally. But from what I've heard, it sounds like those movies were pretty good and stood on their own. But I think Marvel's just trying to chase a peak that is unlikely to be reached again. I think they're trying to, like, I think they could do everything right, and I don't think they're gonna be able to get back to the peak of where they were, because what led them to that, I don't think works a second time, even if you do it right, and they were not doing it right more recently, like in the last few years, in my opinion. There's a Green Lantern show? Interesting. Didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I think Infinity War would be cool as a concept. And I've liked some of the more recent stuff. Like, I had a good time with Deadpool and Wolverine. But yeah, I think we need to move away from... You don't need to make things not connected at all, but I think they need to not make that a focus. Make it just like what it originally was, which is like a little Easter egg or a little bonus. Because I think that really pushed a lot of people away once the multiverse and the interconnected stuff stopped being a new thing. It felt like you could watch the things without watching everything, but you'd be missing out on stuff. And I think that, like, put people off, even if you could enjoy the things self-contained to a degree. What's up, Brett? I did not see Agatha, but I heard it was pretty alright. What was the last Marvel thing I watched? Might have actually been Deadpool and Wolverine. Which, I mean, I'm always going to like that because I just very much enjoy Hugh Jackman. Let's see. Recent Marvel shows and movies. Was Ironheart any good? I know there was controversy. It seemed like stupid controversy, but I'm not really deep in it. Kind of sleeper. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Daredevil. Daredevil was the last thing I watched, which I enjoyed. Yeah, it is funny. I haven't seen Agatha, but the background music is a remix of her show theme. However, that does predate her show. It was, I think it got her theme from when she was in WandaVision, which, man, WandaVision should be studied for... They had such a fun and interesting concept, and I really didn't love how they ended it. Like... I really, really loved the concept of going through the eras of sitcoms. That was such, like... It's actually one of my favorite things they've ever done in a Marvel thing. Loki was fantastic, no notes. Biggest problem with Daredevil, to me... Yeah, there was some sketchy CGI. I think they didn't do a good enough job lifting up one of the villains. But I think Daredevil really suffered from the fact that they only reshot stuff for like 2 of the episodes, and they had to repackage what was a much worse version of the season. So I'm hoping season 2 cleans that up. Because I think the stuff they did fresh was very, very good. It's just some of the stuff they had to work with was from the fact that they only did a little bit on the reshooting side. I wish they reshot the whole thing, but... Once they got like the new director and showrunners in, I think those people actually know what they're doing with Daredevil. Yeah, I only ever saw season 1 of Jessica Jones, but it fucked. I'm a big David Tennant fan though, so definitely biased on that one. I also liked Luke Cage quite a lot. That's another one where I think they kind of fumbled the ending a bit, but that show had some really good moments. Can I see the Kang Surfer? Sure. This is actually one of the better Kang decks I've played. Yeah, Iron Fist was the only one of the Defenders shows I did not watch because I could not take it seriously, even remotely. It just seemed too silly for me. Like Jessica Jones, though. Liked Luke Cage. Loved original Daredevil. I still want to watch the new What If season. I've generally liked What If as a concept. It's been kind of fun. I'm really excited for season 2 of Daredevil, though. I love Charlie Cox and the dude who plays Kingpin, whose name I'm blanking on. They were made for those roles. They're so good. Donofrio, yeah. I also enjoyed, it's not really new, but I had fun with the Werewolf by Night movie thing they did. That was a fun watch. Oh yeah, she's really good as Karen. The casting of the original Daredevil is just so fucking good. It's crazy. So I'm really excited to see what they do with a fully, like, from the ground up season compared to season 1, where they had to kind of work with some constraints of prior filming. I think they did a good job given those restrictions. Groot vs. Hulk? Sounds odd. Creepin' Death. Do I know that card? I feel like I recognize their name from chat. I feel like this is actually someone who I've seen in Snap chats before. I might be getting them confused with someone else. I don't know Creepin' Death off the top of my head. What is this? Mr. F? Not bad. It was a custom card that got circulated. A custom card did show up as the first Google search result. That seems to track. Mr. Kangtastic. He is pretty Kangtastic. They're playing Kang with oh, they're playing Arsham. Bishop. I've heard good things about the new Superman. I downloaded it. I'm gonna check it out at some point. Oh, I forgot the Kahori card is the Iron Patriot card. Oops. It's okay. We've had first Kahori, but now we have second Kahori. Oh, that's pretty funny. It gave him a Galactus. Nice. Yeah, the Mirage variant's great. She has so many good ones. She has a lot of good variants. Do a playlist link? Good question. A lot of the times I use radio for my streams based on what I've been listening to recently. I do have a stream playlist though, which I can link. Let me see if I can find it. I use it periodically. Where is it? Stream playlist. Share. And through that, you can find my Spotify profile, which has a lot of stuff. I have a pretty wide variety of musical interests. I do think the Spotify radio is pretty OP, though, in terms of giving me things I like while also finding me new things. It's probably the thing that keeps me with Spotify the most, is how solid the radio stuff is. Oh, Kang's pretty good here. Ba, 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 ba. I used to make playlists a lot. I don't make them as much as I used to. Mainly because of the radio, probably. Wait, how did they play that? Oh, because Galactus was reduced by Valentina, and they have Jet. Oh my god. The real question is, how haven't they snapped this? Because they have a lot of power. Jesus. First Kang I drew was Infinite. Classic. Classic Kang. He does a little trolling from time to time. I should see how the video is doing. Copycat Kang Hulkling deck. Could be fun. I think Copycat Kang is just as good with Surfer. Warpath. I mean, that'll help me win the Iron Patriot lane, which is nice. I'm gonna crash out! Fuck you, Icebox. So rude. Oh my god. So annoying. Dude, I hate Arsham so much. It's so cringe. Ugh. This is probably the most play Arsham's got in a long time, though. Kang brought him out. So, do Kang variants effectively not mean anything now? Right now, yeah. They don't really do anything. They got Captain Marvel and Martyr, kind of funny. I think it uses the one you picked as the one that splits. Yeah, it just has no weighting on the Kangs you get. Like, you can... Like, it's totally random which ones you get. They could probably make it so one of your Kangs is guaranteed to be the Kang. I think they answered a question about that on the Discord. It's weird that Kang brought out Arsham because it makes it harder to draw Kangs. This is true, but I think people enjoy Arsham for a similar reason that they enjoy Kang. The new Kang. So it kind of just reminded people like, oh hey, I liked this. I should play this again. Rather than it being, like, good in the deck. What's up, Lee? Mystiques are pretty good.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Jet Raid, what's up, Jet Raiders? Hope the stream was good. Welcome to the stream. If you guys don't know Jet, check him out. #1 PF gamer. That is annoying. That is quite annoying. Thanks, Jet. Have a good one, friend.
Minions to me.
Did I boomer snap here? I think I do. Actually, wait. This is more. I just realized the super expensive bundle variants are in my shop, so maybe the dad mine got it wrong. Could be. I'm going to crash out, dude. Good game. I lost to random horseshit. Yay. Arsham's so fun and interesting. Wow. Good thing they got Gamora on Karmatage. Teehee. From the Coulson. Clearly the better and more skillful player won. Good old Arsham. It might be a bad deck, but it's still unbelievably dog shit to play against. Forever and always. And good thing they had Professor X, too, from the Arsham. It's such a bad snap, too, when Coulson's their best play there. Don't understand how to play Arsham. Random bullshit go and hope it wins. Jam in a million tech cards or card generation. Profit. Yeah, maybe the data mine was wrong then. I thought you won. No, it's alright, Creep and Death. I dislike Arsham, but, you know, is what it is. The emote didn't bother me. I thought I recognized your name, though, so it was cool that I was right about that. It is what it is. What is this? Death? I've not tried 37 card Monty yet. Not tried it. Oh god. Negative. Arsham into negative. That's a quick way to make me want to go do anything else. Ugh. I guess I'll respect it. Maybe after this I'll try and get the decks together for the diner. What's up, Ogene? Alright, that's pretty good. 6 more hours of work. Oof. Godspeed. I need to pull up Untapped. And I'll also pull up the tier list. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I took a break and then I also went on vacation, so was not around for a minute. But we're getting back into the swing of things now. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah, I think it's a good thing generally. We want this here because we want to draw cards. Okay. I swear the odds of getting the same thing cannot be that high relative to the amount of times I've seen that happen, but who knows? Ba, 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 ba. Marbles. Someone redeems it. Boom. Marbles. Remind me when the game ends. And we will marble it up. Do all the marbling. Goes to a Grand Prix again? Hell yeah. Let's see what the comments are saying on the video about the returning player thing. We did have a Grand Prix yesterday. Damn. It's actually like very good gore placement on their part. Okay, well they can't two, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 10. Fortunately, Cosmic Ghost Rider doesn't do anything here. We died Iron Man Mystique. Does Sage ever win the left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, fuck it. For 2, why not? I don't think it'll win, but we can try. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, it just was not enough. Oh, we won mid, though. Where'd I go? I went to visit some friends back up in the Northeast. We went to Cape Cod for a bit, visited my brother in North Carolina. So I was hopping around all over. It was nice. I usually do a trip up north in the summer. This time it was a little later, but it was good. Stegron. Do 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 do. Cape Cod's nice. My friend's family has a house they rent out there, so we get to stay there on the cheap, which is nice. Maybe I should play the Kang, but I kind of want to hold it for the null. Okay, they just left. How's Kang feeling? He's fun. This deck and the Surfer deck have been my best Kang decks by a pretty significant margin. Okay, chat. I think I have gotten one of the dumbest comments I've seen on YouTube in a while. Saying rotation is good for returning players is wild. Tell me you know fucking nothing about card games without telling me. The whole point of rotation is to give people an entry point where there are less cards, you fucking moron. God. Sometimes the stupidity of... Most comments, pretty good. But there's always that one where it's like, bro, how do you feed yourself with being this stupid? I don't get it. I should respect this because these are not good locations for me and they probably have negative. But yeah, the whole point of rotation in card games is to give people an entry point where, oh hey, I don't have all these cards, format rotates, requires less cards upon new rotation. They're so confidently wrong. I'm gonna take the rage bait. Tell me you don't understand card games without telling me. It's just like, yeah, and it usually is the people who are very wrong are very confident in their assertion, which annoys me more. It's like, bro, you are so hilariously incorrect. Oh, Squinjet off stage, thank you. Because I was not paying attention. Too focused on crashing out on the random commenter. I will play this just because they're gonna play it, so I might as well get it down as a Vicky hand card. Bum, 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 bum. Lived in Mass for 12 years and never gone down to the Cape. At this point, I would actually feel like it would be a betrayal. It's fair. I have a friend who lives up that way. My hot Cape Cod take is that lobster rolls are so insanely overrated and overpriced for what they are. Ah, that's wild. Maybe it's a hot take, but that's just how I feel. I guess I should do this to back up the IP lane. Oh, I see. Heating out is for the upper class now. Yeah, pretty much. Affordable things are not anymore. I mean, yeah, there's no coping here. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, I try to keep the going out to restaurants at a minimum on the trip. Just hit up the grocery store. We did a few restaurant things, but... Bullseye. I thought it was Black Bolt. Do 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 do. 20 plus for a meal with no drinks. Yeah, it's expensive. I went to a sports bar that was pretty reasonable. They had like a pretty good... I guess they were trying a new drink or something, so it was like only $5 for a pretty good mixed drink. The real trick is to go to a place that has big portions and split something with someone. That's the real life hack. Dude, I don't want to keep having to respect this dirty negative drooler, but If they get it again, I'm just gonna leave, because if I wanted to play solitaire, I wouldn't be playing Marvel fucking Snap. But that's where we're at right now. What's really crazy to me is how expensive fast food has gotten while remaining dog shit. You used to be able to get so much food for cheap. And now it's like pretty expensive for the same low quality food. I guess they have to make back the money they spent on those worthless renovations somehow, making every fast food place look modern and no longer distinct. That's why places like Chili's have been doing well, because they get you more stuff for cheaper than fast food, and it's good, like comparatively at least. Fast food is also not as fast as it used to be, I feel like, too. Yeah, it's crazy. I remember I had a friend who was going away to camp for the summer. I'm just gonna put as many rocks in their deck as I can. I had a friend who was going away to camp for the summer, and before he left, we did like a McDonald's trip because we were hanging out with like, there must have been like 10 or 12 of us. And he balled out and I think spent like $100. And this was 2014, 2013. The amount of food he got was insane. It more than fed all like 12 of us. It was wild. Knowing the negative player, they probably found a way to get stuff even through the rocks. Well, that could draw them rocks. It's actually likely to draw them rocks. Problem here, though, is I don't have a way to win that lane. Which is a bit of a problem. And they have a big sage, so I'm just dead on board, basically, right? Oh well. Back to back losing to cringe. You hate to see it. You do hate to see it. But what can you do? Oh yeah. 18 rocks in their deck. Still found Gore Mystique. Average negative drooler. Makes sense. And Iron Man for good measure. We will have a marble break, so that'll be nice. Yeah, some fast food stuff has like cheaper prices through apps, but it's like at that point I think most people don't want to do the work to do that. I certainly don't. There's some places by me that are still pretty reasonable to go out to, but bro, there's another person. Rotation is not good for returning players. That's crazy. There are two different people who are like, rotation is not good for returning players. Like, bro, like, why do you think they did it? Is part of it so they can sell more cards? Sure. But one of the big reasons is it makes it easier to get into a game than if you have to deal with like however many years of sets. I think it's probably just people not understanding, or like low info card gamers. They're just very wrong. I'm taking the rage bait, but maybe it will drive the comment algorithm, who knows. I think it's just so incredibly wrong to be like, rotation is actually not good for returning players. Like, the very few times I've played Hearthstone again were around rotation, because I was like, oh, I don't need as many cards to play the game. So if there's any time to check it out, I'll check it out now. All right, let's get marbles set up. Bum, 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 bum. Well, I have the new dates for the South Park season. Yeah, I think you can totally have the I don't think rotation is something I want in MarvelSnap take, and I think that's fine. I'm not even convinced rotation would be good for MarvelSnap, all things considered. But, like, it's just surprising to me, the assertion that rotation is not good for returning players, when I would bet a pretty large sum of money if you looked across multiple card games which sets have a bigger influx of returning players. The ones around rotation probably have more than the not ones. I don't think rotation would suit MarvelSnap very well, because MarvelSnap's OTA system acts as a pseudo-rotation. The lack of rotation does cause some problems for this game, though, I think. Like, now that they're releasing more cards, the pack pool is getting very bloated, and series drops are effectively gone, to my understanding. So I don't know how you make that sustainable. But they've been kicking the can down the road for acquisition issues for a long time. And, I mean, the recent one was the best one they've done, for sure. It's just like, I don't know how you fix that long term. It feels like they kind of find something that'll work in the shorter term, and then, like, we'll deal with it later. The other thing that would make Snap a pretty big non-starter for rotation is, like, a lot of people are very invested in their splits and variants, and arbitrarily being like, hey, these ones are no longer in our standard format, I think would go over poorly. But what ends up happening is, as the card pool grows, and I think we're actually seeing this right now. I do want to look. Or Snap fan. We have to pull up marbles. If we go to the schedule of card releases, I feel like cards are struggling to make as much of an impact as the pool grows. As you introduce more and more cards, it's harder for something like Viv Vision or Awesome Andy to be, like, useful. I think it's very apparent with something like Jim Hammond. Like, it's just, That's the challenge of a lack of rotation. And I feel like it's been kind of noticeable in the last month or two, where it feels like there've been a lot of like mediocre cards, not strictly bad cards, but not overly, like, I don't know, deck pushing or metagame pushing cards. All right. Did marbles load? I think it crashed. Restart it. Moira is pretty good, though, yeah. It would be hard to judge which cards need to be rotated. Yeah, mobile untapped is nice. Although they've had that for a bit, no? I think they've had that for a little while. Alright, let's do this one. They have overlays? Do they? That I didn't know about. How does that fit on the screen? Like there's no space for the overlays. It's like a tab? I didn't know you could do that. Exclamation mark play to get a marble. Okay, this is very funny. Wait, hold on. Explain your thought process, please. Most games use rotation or ladder resets to increase engagement. Like, like, they're so close to understanding. Explain your thought process. Most games use it to increase engagement, and why do they get an increase in engagement? It's like players who stop playing come back to play the game. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, you're very close to understanding. Alright. 1 minute on the clock. Everybody get in here. Exclamation mark play. If you're new here, this is Marbles, where we race chatters to the death. For fame and glory. And most importantly, VIP. Your ranking on this system. What system? Bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. The turning player system. What were they ranking with it though? Like, were they talking about if it's good or not? Or do you mean ranting? Go go go! Ranting. Yeah, it makes more sense. Yeah. I mean, the TLDR on the returning player system is Much better than what we had before, so it's a net positive for the game. But I don't think it moves the needle in a meaningful way where we're going to see a ton of people return. Why'd I start so far back? Luck of the draw, I suppose. Sometimes it's an advantage, though, because sometimes there are traps in the beginning. Jimbo Zen with the early lead. Whoa. Switchy and Velocicopter not far behind, though. Whoa. Did someone get launched? No. Everyone's still alive. Dude, my marble's falling behind. No, 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 marble. Oh, dude, that's some BS. I hope someone else dies. I'm literally stuck. Also, what the fuck is going on here? I guess they fell out? I don't know. Dude, what is happening? Lloyd's in, like, the void, but hasn't died. I'm so very confused. People, have they died? I don't understand what's going on, man. I do not understand what's happening. I'm gonna get scammed, though, by my marble getting stuck in the beginning unless someone dies. Oh, Cyrus Funny is going to take the... Do they die? Dude, what is this map? I guess this isn't death? I don't know. I feel so scammed, though. I feel so very scammed. Who's winning? Why is this one so dark? I don't know. Some of them are very dark. I think it's kind of annoying. I don't think anyone's died, which is silly because this map had a reasonably high death rate. Maybe it's just to the wall of death. I don't know. Dragon Petal's closing in though, with Creeping Death not far behind him. Oh, photo finish, but it is gonna be Dragon Petal with the win, followed by Creeping Death and the Homegaman. Here comes the wall of death. Man, my marble got so scammed. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Do 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 do. It's such a dumb way to die, too. Just getting stuck. Where's the last marble? Oh, there are two down here. Like, why? I guess there's a layer here. I don't know. Final results. I did lose, though. First, we'll give our VIP to Dragon Petal. Enjoy it, and as per the rules of marbles, we are going to give some subs to chat. Oh, it's September though, right? So it's a bit less expensive, right? Is it not less expensive because I'm doing it? Save up to 30% on new subs until... Do I get a reduced price, or am I still paying the regular price? How does this work? Sub. Let's see. Gift subs are not included. Man, fuck you, Twitch. Fuck you, Twitch. Taking all my goddamn money. Cheap bastards. Anyway, good luck. Congratulations to Witch's Apprentice. Ant Stay Calm, Buttplug Hero, HS Triple, and Blitz Monkey. Enjoy. And that's Marbles. Hope you enjoyed it. It's next week. They do it on a specific week instead of the whole month. It's so weird. Alright, I need to compile some deck lists for this video. So let's figure out what we're gonna put on the list. Okay. Looking at what has been good. Get 1 free sub for every 5. Oh, that's basically like the reduction to give for 5 gifted, which is like $5 off or something. Really, it just brings subs back to what their price was originally. Anyway. Enjoy them. So, what are we going to recommend for the diner? I think this Hella deck is a good one. Destroy can be kind of a basic deck recommendation. Hella Enjoyer Tribunal. Yeah, I guess for the lack of tech around. Which one is it? Is it one of these? Probably. Did Cam put it on the tier list? Let's see. I don't think he did. Had an ancient one. Wow, these are not looking good. I think it's this one. Pretty sure it's this one. It's this one? Oh yeah, he had Misery. That's right. This has terrible stats. I imagine most people are bad at playing it. Yeah, as far as combo decks go, I'm probably better off recommending just Mr. Negative. How are the stats so bad? Well, it's low sample. Wonder if we change it to top 10%, does it get better? God, no. It gets worse. Took that to infinite? Oh, you can take a lot of things to infinite. Yeah, I don't think I can confidently recommend that one. All right, let's do Snap Fan Builder. Reset. Well, I had 2 Kang decks that I liked, and I did want to recommend Kang because I do think he has some interesting snap equity to him. And these are the ones that I liked the most. Kang, Surfer, Login. Alright, that's one deck. Grab the Victoria hand one. That felt pretty reasonable. Builder, import that code. Save Kang hand. Alright. Go back to untapped. So, other decks that I think will be good for this format. Probably Hella. Kind of risky, but import. Hella. Destroy will be our kind of budget-friendly deck. Although I don't think it's that great for Diner because the snap conditions are very obvious for Destroy. Although people don't respect it a lot of the time. I guess Clog could be good because it's deterministic, and if you can snap multiple times, that makes Clog a lot better. Clog. Alright, so we have that. What else? Yeah, Scar decks definitely are going to make the cut here. This deck's quite good. I don't know if I like Ghost Spider, though. I preferred Ham. The Ghost Spider, I think, is too... So this deck is very effective at going tall in 2 lanes. Once you realize that, it becomes easier to play around. So I think the point of Ghost Spider is to make the power output less predictable. It also helps fill your lane for the thing. I think those are the main reasons. I prefer having a 1-drop I can just drop, though. I think it's better. But it's personal preference. Here is a big dude's Sauron deck. Yeah, Ghost Spider being a 1/3 probably helps now too, because you can just kind of play her. Alright, let's see. How many am I up to? My decks. How many decks do we have? Sort by... Rated. So we have the 2 Kang decks. Hella, Destroy, Clog, End of Turn, Big Dude. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'll do 10 decks. So that leaves 3 more. I mean, I should probably just throw a negative as the main combo deck. It's the best combo deck, I think. Discard. Discard's okay. I mean, it has fine stats. And it's pretty easy to play, which is an important part of it. I'll throw in discard. It covers another slightly more budget archetype. They can discard. Move, I think, is too complex for the average gamer to recommend well. So we want negative PF, maybe. Why is there carnage in this one? Airwalker? What the fuck? This looks pretty stock. No Esme in this one. This one has Esme. I'm gonna run Shang. I don't think Shang's very good right now. I'll just do this one. Negative. That leaves us with two decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One deck. I think it's really hard to say which deck is the best at the moment, to be honest. These are also top 50% stats. If you look at top 10%, it looks like move, bounce, and end of turn are performing a bit better than the other decks. I don't think I can in good conscience put move, bounce in because of, I think it's just so hard for the average person to play. I think it's gonna bait people. It could, though. I'm just trying to think if there's any core archetype I'm missing. We could do a Wiccan deck. I have still been collecting Final Fantasy Magic cards, although I've slowed down because I got a lot of them all at once. And I've built a lot of the decks I wanted to build with them. But I have like 3 different Final Fantasy decks. Actually, maybe 4. Yeah, 4 different Final Fantasy decks. They're very fun. Now I'm up to, I think, almost like 20 commander decks. Let's just do a Wiccan deck. What do you mean by rotation? So if you're unfamiliar with rotation, in most other card games, after, I think they do it on a yearly basis, generally. After a certain amount of, there are different formats where certain cards are legal and certain cards are not legal. And after a card has been out in the standard format, which is like ranked and snap, usually after a card has been out for 2 years, they will rotate out and no longer be allowed in that format. There will be another format where you can play with your old cards, but this is how card games get around the problem of having too many cards and the issues that creates in terms of, like, it's harder to design new cards, it's harder for new players to get in because they have to get all these old cards. Yeah, it's like a pseudo ban list, effectively. And in most card games, it happens once a year, where cards after a certain amount of time, usually 2 years, but it's different depending on the game, they get rotated out. And that's what allows the game to be more easy to pick up for new players, because you don't have to have, like, knowledge of a million cards, and it also makes it so there are less cards in the pool of cards when rotation happens compared to, like, a few sets afterwards. It gives people an entry point, basically. The reason it came up was because I got some comments from people saying, no, rotation isn't good for new players, when definitely it. Not new, returning. What's rotating? Oh, nothing in Snap. The reason it came up was because I mentioned Snap does not do rotation, unlike other card games. And that's something other card games do to help returning players, is it gives them an entry point. I said it as just an offhand line in the video, and there were two different people who were like, actually, rotation is not helpful for returning players, which just seems confidently incorrect to me. But it's not something you have to worry about if you only play Snap. It's very unlikely to me that Snap ever gets a rotation. I don't think they'll do that in this game. I think the last deck I'm going to recommend is a Wiccan deck, because that is a very clear Snap condition. Although Wiccan seems a bit mediocre right now, but still playable. What about top 50%? Is it doing better? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, rotations are not without their downsides for sure. Like, if you really like playing a certain card and then your card rotates out, the rotations do demand you keep up with the newer cards more. But that's why other formats exist, because then you can just play with those old cards and not worry about rotation. And that's why one of the reasons why Commander is such a popular format is because you can use all the cards in the game's history, which is fun. I think this is probably the one to recommend. Just a good baseline. I'm surprised Ares is in here, but I guess it's good with Surfer. Surprised to see Deathstrike, but I guess she has some good hits right now. I'll just mention Deathstrike's the flex spot. You could put in an Enchantress or whatever other good 5. Yeah, and if you're doing casual play, like, it's like, who cares? Rotation is mainly for, like, competitive play, I think it's for people who want to play, like, a smaller format of cards and engage with the new releases. Because the main reason for rotation is it also helps with power creep, where, like, if... For example, let's say Iron Man is the best 5-cost card in the game, or Galactus is the best 6-cost. They're not, but for the sake of argument, let's say they are. Then, if you want to make a card of that same cost that competes with them, you kind of have to power creep and just make something very obviously stronger. And then that means there's not much of a point of playing Iron Man or Galactus or whatever. So rotation helps, so it's like, okay, maybe we made a cool 6-drop, but he's not good enough to be played more than Galactus. Well, if Galactus rotates out, suddenly the second or third best 6-drop, or the 3 best ones below it, are way more appealing. So that's another one of the main reasons, is it helps with power creep. Because otherwise, and you can see this with some of the formats like Modern and Magic, where they've started printing cards for it, they have to, when you're printing directly for those older formats, they just start printing stronger and stronger cards because the bar is much higher for a card to be played compared to the rotating formats, where it's like the powerful stuff moves out and gets replaced. Just for you. Bum, 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 bum. This release phase. Yeah, I think I'm going to recommend Wiccan. Wiccan just seems like a very easy snap condition deck. Alright, let me import this and we'll have a list. Deck builder. Wiccan. Alright, so that gives 10 decks. So there's a good variety of stuff for people to try. I think they're all pretty reasonable for the mode. Yeah, I don't really follow Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! I will give credit for getting me into card games because I loved the show as a kid and collecting the cards and stuff. But we never knew how to play it properly. I did try it a little bit when Master Duel came out and had some fun, but there's way too much reading and shit involved, and I don't want to learn all the cards when everything is like a paragraph per card. I recently took a format that uses cards. Oh yeah, Time Wizard, right? And said you have to play or added versions of those cards in the official capacity. People were pissed. I heard about that drama, actually. I heard about the Time Wizard format drama. That's such a greedy move from the company. It's so silly. Because that's the thing. One of the things that incentivizes rotation too is it's not like rotation's just a form of goodwill to help, you know, returning players. It also makes it so, you know, people have a more pressing reason to buy new cards because the old cards they were playing with rotate out. That's the other side of it, and that's like the business side that drives the decision for rotation most of the time. Because with Eternal formats, which are formats that don't rotate out any cards, it's easier to just have a deck and not have to change it with new cards very much. And that's one of the reasons Commander is so popular in Magic, because I have Commander decks that I've had for years, and I don't have to do anything to change them. Maybe there's some new cards that come out that could be fun, but like my deck still functions perfectly fine with all my old cards. So, and there's no rotation, so I don't need to adjust them. What's so difficult about using your Catapult Turtle to launch your Dragon Riding Knight onto the opponent's floating castle, thereby shattering its floating ring and causing it to crash down on the opponent's side, crushing all his monsters? I understood that reference. Did I lose at marbles? I did. I did lose at marbles. I got robbed. I got scammed. I used to play Hearthstone Magic, but the Snap system is much more enjoyable to me. Yeah, I think Snap has been remarkably successful because they found a way to make a card game enjoyable while also being mobile first. A lot of the other card games like Magic and Hearthstone are clearly like PC card games that have a mobile port, whereas Snap, the speed of the games fits mobile very well. And I think that's a huge reason it's so successful in terms of like how many people play it. They have a good IP, and they really were the first card game to have success with such a faster type of format. And it's very easy to understand if you're a not card game person. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Rotation for Snap would make me quit. Yeah, to be very clear, I don't think rotation is good for Snap, or that it should have it, or it should work. Like in this game. I'm just speaking about rotation broadly in card games. In general, I think rotation is helpful for returning players. I don't think it would work in MarvelSnap, and I don't particularly want it in MarvelSnap. Perhaps that's where some of the confusion came about. Maybe people thought I was suggesting it for Snap, which I am definitely not. I don't think it would work for this game. Like, you could make it work, but I don't think it would go over well with the community. Such is the life of having internet conversations, right? Sometimes it's easy to misunderstand what people are saying to each other. Because, yeah, I definitely did not mean Snap should have rotation. I don't think that would work very well for this game. The whole reason I brought it up was because it's one method other card games have of helping returning players, but Snap doesn't have that, so they have to find other ways to do it. How long do you think Disney makes a clone of Snap? I mean, I don't think Disney's going to make a clone of Snap because Disney owns Marvel and they're making money off of MarvelSnap. You know, but there has been, I think Lauren posted about it. There is at least one Snap knockoff. Isn't there a Sonic Snap knockoff? Sonic Marvel Snap. I thought I heard about this. Sonic Blitz. Was this it? I think I heard about this. Okay, just show me gameplay, bro. I want to see gameplay. Also, wow, why is the frame rate so bad? I mean, aesthetically, it looks like Snap. Why is this video like 15 FPS? Is my CPU just being cooked right now? It's entirely possible. Not really. Maybe the video is just laggy. I don't know, man. Weird. I just want to see some gameplay. So, it's not an exact copy, but I just want to see some gameplay. Do I have like... It is kind of laggy. I don't know why this is. It's less laggy than the other one was, though. Weird. Okay, I don't need the tutorial. I just want to see the game in action. So probably not an exact clone, but definitely taking concepts from it, it looks like. In terms of the lanes and more points. There was one game, and I don't think it was like a licensed game. It was just some spin-off or something. That really was like a Snap like clone. I think you are going to see some games try. The thing with clones is none of them have a successful enough IP to like get it off the ground. Nobody Yeah, Disney has never had a lot of success in the gaming industry. The rare exception to that has been like Kingdom Hearts. I don't think outside of that they've done very well. Disney always had a tough time with it. New Psylocke bundles so I can be a goon. Let's see. This isn't even high on the Gooner tier list, I feel like. It's good art, though. It is good art. It's cool. Hopefully I get it from a box, because I sure as shit am not paying for it with my gold. Oh, I forgot I got an awesome Andy variant. I didn't even need to be splitting this card. I do wonder what Snap has planned long term though, because like you do run into an issue with how many cards they're putting out to where the game gets kind of bloated in terms of cards that are available. Like they've really sped up the amount of cards releasing, which as someone who streams the game, I like that. I like that there are more new things to do in the game. I think that's good. But I know it has definitely made a decent amount of people feel like frustrated because it's harder to like keep up with the new releases. Please tell me there's a Series 4 card coming out in the next 2 weeks. I think there is. Let's look. Isn't there one releasing at the end of the month or something? Are you asking because of the returning player rewards? Super Adaptoid. Yeah, he's Series 4, right? Doesn't say what series he is on here. Steal the text from an enemy activate card here. Interesting. Problem is not the new releases. The problem is the cards we have behind. Well, new releases just... By releasing more new cards, you naturally get more behind, right? So it is a core part of the problem. Isn't Kingdom Hearts also Square Enix going Disney, give us your IP and we'll make a good game out of it? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? True. They have enough tokens when the Snap Pack system first release, and now the pools are diluted with trash. So the system may not as well exist from my perspective. Yeah, I mean, really the good part of the Snap Pack system was ironically not the packs, right? It was the agency of the shop. It just sucks that there's not a way to speed up your rotation in the shop. That's really, I think, the annoying thing about the system. Because when you're missing more and more cards, it takes longer for your thing to go through. Although I imagine that's probably by design so that you get tempted to buy a pack instead. It's unfortunate, but... Why does Super Adaptoid show up twice? When is this card actually coming out? Is this because they thought it was coming out? This is because they thought it was coming out with Diner, but it's not. So it's actually releasing on the 30th. End of the month. Yeah, this is wrong. Surprised they didn't update it. But yeah, I don't know how they really find a good way to make the release cycle very sustainable long term. Because like you do run into a real issue of power creep where Snap doesn't have a crazy amount of like design space room given the constraints of like how the game works. Like, so I'm really curious because I think right now in the last, I don't know, let's see. I want to look at the recent releases. I bet August has a graph that will work for this. Special packs, because they're more focused. Yeah, the special packs are a nice thing, I think. It's a good thing. Alright, so... I wanted to see... August usually has a graph. Heralds of Galactus review. Galactus, I think, ended up being pretty good. This card ended up being pretty good. Stardust was pretty good. Actually, last season was better than I remember it being. This card started off not great, but ended up being okay. Not great, but not as bad as people say she is, I think. Fire Lord, I don't know if I've seen anybody play this card. Fallen One also didn't seem that great. This card also did not seem that great. Cosmic Ghost Rider was pretty good. What about this season? I mean, I guess it's just natural that with more card releases, there are more filler cards. Viv has not been very good. Sparky, I think, has been quite good, but is a little underplayed because people just don't like playing Move. Moira is good, but in like one very specific deck. Awesome Andy's been really bad. Omega Sentinel, pretty okay, but not played that much, even though it's an okay card. Bastion, kind of similar, although seen more play than Omega Sentinel. Jim Hammond is actively very bad. I think Danger will be good eventually, but won't be good on release. Warlock. For each unspent energy, give a card in your hand -1 cost. I have no idea if that will be any good. Costa, immediately activate your other cards here without using up this card. I think will be good. And Super Adaptoid I think won't be great unless it's a activate heavy meta. So she could choose what we can buy in Spotlights or Ultimates. Yeah. Unfortunately, the rotation system, I think, gives them a lot of benefits via FOMO. Like, I'm pretty sure they've said this before, but I don't recall off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure they've said if they let you pick from anything, they would charge more for it. Because they make money off of the FOMO that drives these purchases. I think it's a bummer that the new spotlights for new cards don't get thrown in here, though, because they're not technically spotlights, and they just give you that like shitty bundle. I really dislike the $10 to $20 bundle for a new card variant. I would have really liked it if it was just a $10 bundle, but the fact that it's a range sucks. I don't want the Magic Ultimate. I like the Magic Ultimate, but I have a lot of good Magic variants. So I don't know if I would actually use it. So it just sits there pinned, looking nice. Look at all the Magic variants. Many Magics. 3, 6, 9, 12 variants for this card. I think she's one of the cards with the most variants in the game. Last time I checked. I did want to try this. Got the Rhino. Favorite card? Arrow. Arrow is Bay. Unnerf Arrow. Make her the GOAT again. Followed probably pretty closely by, like, Kitty. It was a long time ago. I still enjoy using her, though. Logged in after reset and got a 2-week collectible track, but it seems they also changed the Alliance rewards. I'm sure it was a PME, now it's a matte black border. The Alliance rewards change, like, weekly. They're pretty much different every week. Man, Jug was not the card I was looking for there. Is it Maldive Takeover right now in the shop? It was. I don't know if it still is or not. Yesterday was a PMV for the personal. You know what it might have been? Did you not have your game updated? Because that has happened before. I know something like that has happened before. Hey, Blue. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's happened before where the things have changed via the update. I have seen that type of thing happen before. That was not the play I expected. Yeah, I generally prefer the variants to the borders as well. I'm excited to play some more Borderlands tonight. I've been having a lot of fun with that game. Unfortunately, the performance issues haven't been too bad on PlayStation. I saw some footage on PC and Xbox, and it's been really rough for some people. Malawan is life. True. I didn't know you were familiar with Borderlands, Blue. Malawan is the GOAT. Played the shit out of 2. 2 was a really goated game. If I could, I would play 4. 4 has been really good. I think I can confidently say it is the best one since 2. Which hunter am I playing? I'm playing Vex. Mainly because I have always liked playing the Sirens in all the games. Lilith, Maya, Mara. I've played as them in all the games. Super tempted to buy a PlayStation Portal to play around the house, but I know it's going to be a paperweight in a few years. Yeah. Honestly, if you want something like that, my advice is if you have good internet and just get like a tablet and use remote play. If you have good internet, remote play is really, really good on a little iPad or something. I've done that a lot, and it works well. But it's very dependent on your internet. But the Portal's dependent on your internet too, so. Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad for me. They're gonna bring back Moda. I'm just dead, I think. Yeah, remote play is actually quite good. As long as you have decent internet. It's pretty impressive. So they're gonna Anshu the right, which adds 12, 17, 17, 30, 43. I'm adding 3 and 5. Adding 8, which is 42, so we're 1 short. The 7 remakes are fantastic. I only played the first one, but I have the second one. I've been meaning to get to it. I loved the first one. The first one was so fun. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, Borderlands 4 has been a really good game. It's a shame it's had optimization issues. What I think about Jim Hammond, not a fan. That card has felt very bad to me. But I think it's hard to design good one drops. He suffers from that. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, the gameplay is really fun. It reminds me a bit of... I like how they merged like real-time and turn-based elements. The only other game I've played that's done that has been one of the Persona spin-offs. I thought it was done very well there. Strikers. Strikers is the one I was thinking of. Do, 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 do. Damn. Do they have Apocalypse? They do not. Could have drawn it, I guess. Bum, 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 bum. 12. So I have to either... I think Negasonic's better than Jug here. It's a 50-50 where they put the dude, I think. I think they're more likely to put it in the Red Skull lane because they want it here. Damn, I guessed wrong. That is going to kill me, huh? Actually, it might not. Oh, it did not. Cool. Get announced to be buffed to a 1-4 on Monday and revised down to a 1-3. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're pretty cautious about 1-drops. Best 1-drop they've done in a while, though, is definitely the Black Cat change. I really like that change. It was a fun way to make that card, like, actually useful. I do hope they can find some way to revitalize interest in the Snap scene, though, because it has definitely been on a decline. I mean, the simplest thing they can do that would directly help is to fucking fix Twitch drops, man. It's kind of crazy. It's been like, what, like a third of a year? It's been like 4 months, right, that Twitch drops have been fucked. And there's still no word on what's going on with that. So that hits anyone who streams pretty hard, because the 1 week of Twitch drops sometimes is better than like the rest of the month of streaming. I am not exaggerating. Agony, so probably Destroy or Namora. It's Destroy. I think this is a good deck to try and climb a bit on Pre-Infinite Ladder. Yeah, I think this deck is good. I haven't played it much, but I know people who have, and they've done pretty well with it. Ba-na, ba, ba-na. I have to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow for stream. I haven't decided if I'm gonna stream Diner or not, because normally I like to stream earlier. But it's kind of silly to stream at the same time everyone else does. Because it just cannibalizes the viewership. Changing the location's pretty... Oh god, that could be bad. That could be really bad. Please pull Enchantress. Please pull Enchantress. Thank you. And it pulled their Deadpool. Okay. Oh wait, I would die to Null still, right? Yeah, I guess they didn't put Redshift in the discard packs. No Jug Right? Why would I Jug Right? It's the final turn. Damn. Well, it was a 50-50 on where they put the Null. In the previous turn. Yeah, I guess I could have. Didn't fit my curve very well, though. I wanted to save Jug for the final turn. That's why. But I guess I could have. Did they have Prio? No, I had Prio, right? Agony's been really quite good after her last change. All Zemo. Or Mordo, not Zemo. They get the new login bonus? I did not. I haven't restarted my game. That's probably why. What is the login bonus? Yeah, she did kind of make Hulkbuster useless. Hulkbuster had always been pretty useless, though. The Series 4 pack on the 14th day. Is it not the... Isn't that the returning player thing? Or is it just a regular login reward? Someone probably tweeted it out, if it is for everyone. Let's see. For all of us. Oh, neat. Oh, so that's why someone in chat was asking about... I hope there's a Series 4 release in the next 14 days or whatever. That's neat. I'm looking forward to this game. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It's like a side-scroller beat-em-up. Apparently coming out later this year. Looks pretty fun. Yeah, if you already have all the Series 4 cards, you just get tokens instead. For those that might not know. Do, 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 do. Ouch. You do. Yeah, there have been a lot of skippable S4s. That is true. Ba, 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 ba. Interactive map for Borderlands 4. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna check that out. Do-do-do. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we got him. Fuck. You're kidding. You're kidding. Shit. Spoke too soon. Neil, we bet Neil. Do, 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 do. This is annoying. Do, 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 do. Ba, ba, na, ba, 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 na. Do, do, do. Okay. So they probably just venom the venom. Got 2 reward track. Is this big? It's nice. Certainly doesn't hurt. Alright, it's time to play the 50-50 game again. Unless they have Zola, in which case I get owned. I guess Negasonic is better than that, because it'll actually kill the null. Bug. Oh no, it's not a bug. It's just a new thing they're doing. Death? Death. Death. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, they got me on that one. They did get me there with 3 deaths. That one's probably on me for not paying attention, though. I was reading what some of the people were saying about the returning player stuff. Good prio. I guess I'm just gonna play this. Kinda awkward. Not going well. Diner's tomorrow, but so is my anniversary. What should I do? Yeah, clearly Deadpool's Diner. Clearly what you should do is play it and ask for your partner's input and then rage at them when you lose and blame them. I think that's a good way to spend an anniversary, personally. I can't think of anything that would go wrong with that approach. That's just me. But only credit yourself when you win. Probably dead here. This has not felt good. Destroy just goes taller than us if they get good draws. We kind of have to scam them with Negasonic or Jug. Or maybe Enchantress if they get early null. But they've had pretty good draws, and we've had kind of mediocre draws. I've also not been leveraging the snap super well, but neither have they, so... Damn. Lost the 50-50. Oh, we still won, though. Null was not that big. Did I see the new login thing? Yeah, I've been told. It didn't show up in my game because I haven't restarted my game. I probably won't until after stream because sometimes it crashes my stream. Nope. Get Mad Thinker free. Value. Well, you could also get Super Adaptoid, right? Because he'll be out by then. I should give Colossus a mini Jug Polaris on reveal. Move a card that costs 1 to 3 in that lane. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, we're so very dead. If their hand is even remotely good. I liked the idea of splitting up Luke Cage into like 2 cards, where Luke Cage could be like a cheaper card that protects your small guys, and Colossus could be a big guy that protects your big guys. That was back when Luke Cage was more relevant, though. I don't know if they should do that nowadays, but it was an idea. But I already own all the Series 4 cards. You will get the token equivalent of the pack if you have them all. Yep, no problem. Damn, I'm getting hungry. It's time for lunch soon.
What a game.
Like a reverse man thing in US Agent? Yeah, pretty much. I think that would be cool.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
I'm looking forward to the zombie season, though, unsurprisingly. Gonna have a good time with that. Which is funny because really the main card I'm actually interested in from the zombie season is Scarlet Witch. I'm not actually super interested in all the zombie cards, but yeah, move bounce can be annoying to play against. I feel that for sure. How's the video doing? Kind of mediocre. Not doing as good as the other day's one. It's hard to figure out what people want from Snap content nowadays for me. Streaming's pretty easy. You just play the fucking game. But in terms of, like, YouTube content, I still try and do the news stuff. Oh, did they just fuck themselves? Sure looks like it. And then I can just Enchantress the null. I just have to throw Prio. Which means I don't play anything now. I could lose though if I don't play anything now. It's kind of tough. They haven't even destroyed a lot of things with the null, so I think I'm actually just supposed to play like this or this. If they have the null, they probably just play it now. Okay, they play Venom. Aren't these login rewards supposed to be returning players? No, they're different. They're different. I have a video about the returning player stuff. If you want to see what they're getting, put that out today. Yeah, I might have fucked this up. Oh, wait. No, we're good. Why not Crossbones and Scar plus Ench now? Crossbones and Scar plus Enchantress Snap. Could I have played something else with the Enchantress? I had 7, right? I couldn't have played Crossbones because he costs... Oh, no. Wait. Yeah, I had 7 because it was turn 5 and I had 2 ice cubes. So I couldn't do Enchantress plus another card that turn. How good is Kang now? Worth unlocking? I don't think... I think Kang is more of a fun card than a good card. I think he's better than he was by a lot. But there've only been like 2 decks so far that I really liked with him, which was like a Surfer deck and a Victoria Hand deck. I had a lot of fun playing him, but I don't think he's a must-have or anything. Very far from it. But he's like kind of playable, which is a pretty big glow up from where he was. Do I get to see the Moira cards? I don't think so, right? I do not. Only they get to see that. I think we're probably dead here, sadly. Oh god, if that's Venom, I'm so fucked. It is. Fuck. That's really bad. I buffed their Venom. Bum 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 bum. I guess what I'll do tomorrow is maybe I'll stream around a similar time I streamed today. I mean, I could just stream when the diner goes live, but I don't even know if I'm going to want to play the diner that long. I do want to check it out a bit, but it's not like the gameplay is super exciting. Why would you play... The only reason you play Null there is if you have Zola, right? The only reason I can think of. Remember. Do 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 do. Oh, they had two of them. That makes sense. That makes sense. Unfortunate. Yeah, Moira was really good for them, those games. I really like Moira. I think it's cool she added, like, a new element to the Destroy deck. Big fan of that. It was the first time I had fun playing Destroy in a very long time. My retention rate beyond doing dailies for Snap has drastically dropped. As such, I'm skipping the bonus game mode since Kid Omega. Yeah, I skipped the last one. I didn't feel like operating on their time frame for high voltage. Like, I just don't care that much. I'll buy the card when it comes out in a few weeks. Doesn't feel like anything of value was lost to me. I think those cards also felt more valuable when there were less card releases. So you felt like, oh, especially as like a content person, you feel more obligated to get the new card. But now that we have so many other cards releasing, it's kind of like, unless the cards are really exciting, who cares? And that card was not that exciting. But yeah, the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't even been doing like all the dailies or weeklies. I played very, very little Snap while I was on vacation, which was good. You know, it makes you enjoy it a little bit more when you come back to it. But I think I've also just hit the point where I've played the game for like 5,000 or more hours or something. So it just doesn't, at a certain point, it just doesn't hit like it used to. And I don't think there's a way to reverse that. Maybe with some really drastic change, but you could argue the tech changes were pretty drastic and hasn't really changed my enjoyment very much in one way or the other. I've definitely become more of a casual player. And I think Snap is better as a game when you treat it more casually, generally speaking. For some people, treating it more competitively is the fun, but I'm definitely not in that boat anymore. I do think the dailies do contribute to burnout a bit, though. I think, like, sometimes people would be better served taking a break from the game, but, like, it feels bad to miss out on all the daily stuff, so that keeps people on the treadmill and contributes to, like, burnout. But especially if you have a decent bit of resources, I think taking a break can be good. Well, I ended up with my decks for the video. I'll record that later, put that out tomorrow for the diner. 10 decks to dominate the diner. Go over the diner changes a bit and some thoughts. I already talked about the diner changes, but just kind of a general overview because Deadpool's diner has been gone for so long. I bet there are a decent amount of people who don't remember it or have not been around for it. Yeah, taking a break for sanity is good. Oh yeah, you want to see something cool? Morgan, I have 2 perfect splits. Kind of crazy. I do want to play this card more. It's one of my more favorite releases I didn't expect to like, but I really like this card. She's very fun. It was great in... So this has been like a pet deck of mine for a long time. Well, this was the last time I played it. It's been a while. Oh man, the Killmonger nerf sucks for this deck. I'm definitely not touching this until they change that, but I really liked this deck. I I've been playing like the tempo destroy stuff for a long time, and it got a lot of new tools in the last few months. Gives me an excuse to use Ultimate Bucky, which is one of the cooler variants. And we have Inked Banana Dormammu. He's pretty good. But yeah, definitely not touching this until they revert Killmonger. Killmonger is so bad right now. I would be very salty if they did not revert Killmonger, but I'm pretty sure they will. Because Killmonger felt like one of the more unnecessary tech nerfs. But they said it's an experiment, so I don't really mind it too much. But yeah, metagame-wise, I mean, the metagame seems pretty balanced, all things considered. I will give some credit where it's due that they have gotten better at balancing the game. I think they did a very, very bad job of balancing the game for the first, like, year and a half. Maybe even going on 2 years. I think balance was really not good. But they eventually kind of... And they're still not perfect, right? We had some pretty fucked up cards this year. Mr. Fantastic, Iron Patriot, Sam Wilson. It's not perfect, but better than it was. Balance used to be really, I think... The amount of times you'd have like an S tier deck that just eclipsed everything else was really high. The last balance was not balance, it was a joke. Well, yeah, I'm not really talking about the last OTA, because the last OTA was specifically an experiment. Like, they didn't make those changes because they thought they would be better for balance. They made those changes for a test and an arbitrary shakeup, which it's pretty fair to not like. But I don't think it's really reflective of the general balance of the game. If it was, it'd be pretty bad. But... Zabu meta, Shuri meta, the 8 different Thanos metas. Don't get me wrong, card game balance is tricky. It's never going to be perfect, but comparatively, the game is much better balanced now than it was in its first or second year, I think by a wide margin. Like, old heads will remember how often in Snap it went from S tier deck to different S tier deck, and it was very common. We went like Surfer into Zabu into, what was it? I think it was Thanos after that. Oh no, it was Shuri, then Thanos. What was after Thanos? I think that might have been Iron Patriot, before Iron Patriot was actually a card. Loki. Balance was not done very well. Blob Winter, yeah, Blob was real rough. I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting. Yeah, imbalance patches or the AVX stuff is cool. I think it's hard to find the right time frame for things like that, because when you're a very engaged player, 2 weeks feels like it might be too long. But if you're like a casual player, if you do it for a short period of time, it might feel like you don't get to engage with it at all. So they're trying to like strike a balance. And I think the 2 week cycles are pretty much as good as you're going to get with that. Though they can try other stuff, but I don't think they will with balance. I think the closest you'll see to that is like how they did high voltage for a weekend, but it was just cosmetic stuff. That type of thing I think is good. I think game modes are actually probably one of the best things they can do to revitalize interest. Grand Arena, I think, is one of the best things the game has done ever. I think Grand Arena was so good. And it really shows the potential of other good game modes. And there's another one upcoming that could be cool. We don't know that much about it yet. New game mode team-ups. So it's like factions. There are different factions and they get bonuses. Are they doing it in December? I don't think we have a hard date on them, but I'm not as versed with the data mines as I used to be. But I think Grand Arena, probably the best mode they've ever put out, both in terms of like content and accessibility. 2v2s would be cool, but I think the amount of engineering and design work that takes means it would not happen anytime soon. I also don't even know how you would do that on a phone. But yeah, this new mode seems like a neat idea. Encouraging you to build up a team of, you know, Avengers or mutants or Guardians and stuff and get rewards for it. Seems like a cool way to go. I also like the idea of something like this, Location Blitz. So it's like a bonus reward system to give you rewards for just playing the game normally. Like, I think little things like that could go a long way towards making it just a bit more interesting, because I don't know how all of you feel, but like for me, outside of the limited time game modes, there's not really anything for me to focus on in Snap anymore, or like there's not a goal to achieve. Like, I have 1 million of the avatars. Oops. I have 1 million Infinity avatars. So I don't really care about this very much. Still do it from time to time, but it's like, I don't need more of these. I've hit rank 1 before, and I don't really find the ladder grind that enjoyable anymore. Just doesn't really interest me. I still like just playing the game to play the game, but in terms of like things that like are goals to chase, I also think I care way less about the cosmetics because of the whole character mastery fumble. I was playing this a little bit last night off stream. I had some terrible luck. Not with this deck, but with the others I was trying. Was Snap meant to be a game you play all the time? I don't think it was. I think it actually excels at not being that. The problem is, you know, you're incentivized to play it more than they probably expect the average person to by the nature of, like, you know, streaming and content stuff. What is the predicament myself and others find ourselves in, I think. So I can understand why it's not really a priority, right? For them to give us new stuff to chase. Magneto instead of Aranya. I feel like you definitely want Aranya with Torch, but I know Sizer played a version with like Galactus, the new Galactus that was doing pretty well. Sparky's pretty fun. I think this card has been underrated. Baffled they haven't done anything to discard. I mean, I don't think, looking at the stats, anything super warranted against discard currently. What's the most, like... look at this cube right on this deck. The Hella one is better, but there is they did finally give us a release valve against Hella in Stardust, which is kind of nice. Regular discard, I think, is just incredibly mid. The Hella ones seem to be performing better, as does the Black Knight one. But neither of these are really, like, crazy, both in terms of popularity or win percentage. I think we're in a very balanced metagame, all things considered. I don't think Shang has ever really been much of the answer to discard to begin with. Usually there's other effective means of shutting them down. Stardust for Hella, but for the other ones, I guess it depends. I guess Stardust is not bad versus the Conchu version. Bullseye gets fucked by Mobius. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I don't think there's any deck that strikes me as like a lot better than everything else right now. And I think they agree with that, which is why they did the tech balance experiment thing, because they're like, yeah, we didn't feel pressure to adjust anything specifically because we're in a relatively balanced metagame. The Victoria hand decks are quite good. Although I think they are better at the very top. I think Victoria hand decks are one of those things where I bet they have better stats high up. Yeah, it looks like they do. Whereas, like, the rest of the player base, it's a bit more middling. Some of them have good stats, but they're lower sample. They can do a ton of points. They get pretty fucked, though, by Enchantress. But there's not a lot of other decks that are making people run Enchantress. So I think she's profiting off of that. Because, like, I think 5/8 Enchantress is probably the most playable out of the nerf tech cards. I think it's seen the most play. I guess we can look. Out of the tech cards. Wow, Sparky's really high up here. Shang somehow still holding his head above water. Oh, it's because last 30 days. Latest patch. If anything, the deck that seems to be doing the best is the move deck. It's just people don't play it. Championship at 2-5. Yeah, I think she's the highest up of all the tech cards that got nerfed, right? Looks like it. If anything, I think the move bounce deck has probably benefited the most from the lack of tech cards around. MMM to 2-3 for a few weeks? Dude, people would get so mad. People would lose it. Yeah, I guess if you're looking for a new deck to learn that's really good, you should probably be playing this. I guess it's not that new, it just adds Sparky, but that deck has seemed to do very, very well. And even better at the higher infinite level. Yeah. I mean, I think at this point everyone agrees Move Bounce is one of the harder decks to play in the game. Move in general, I think, has always been one of the harder decks to play in the game. But Move Bounce especially. Yeah, Sizer's a great one to watch if you're trying to learn. I don't think anyone has played more of that deck than he has. Yeah, 400 of the games are Sizers. That probably does affect the sample, no lie. I can respect somebody who is very dedicated to a specific archetype. It's not for me. I get bored too easily, but I can see why Move Bounce, you know, because there's so many different lines to it, it's a bit more enticing or interesting to play over a longer amount of games. But I would lose my fucking mind if I played, like, I think even 25% of the amount of games he's played with that deck. It's not for me. I need variety. Otherwise I get bored. I was having fun playing... Oh, this is the other one that's been doing pretty good. I actually think, like, Heimdall move is a really underappreciated archetype nowadays. Like, it's gotten such interesting tools in the last few months. It's also rather hard to play well. Like, I consider myself pretty good at the game, and I fuck up constantly with Heimdall move. It's really fun, though, to learn. I wasn't trying the Galactus version, but that one... I think Sizer's been playing this one, too. I think most people are just like, nah, this deck requires too much thinking, and move is unique in that it's very punishing when you make a mistake. Like, there are a lot of decks where you can make minor mistakes and have it be very negligible, but some of the decks like move, bounce, and regular move, it's like you get very, very punished. Yeah, I think it's definitely the complexity and the feeling of like, it feels bad when you make a mistake more than other decks. And you're probably going to make more mistakes than other decks, so you get that in larger volume. Yeah, doing Sparky wrong can fuck up a game. Like, I did a play last night where I accidentally Sparkied a Ghost Spider. And I was like, oh no. Did not go well for me. Did not go well at all. What is this? Phoenix Force Destroyer? Butt player through and through. I do love me some good butt decks. Looks like the ramp deck that Dexter was playing ended up being the best Jim Hammond deck. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. This was kind of interesting. This card just did not excite me very much. It was pretty boring. But it's hard to make exciting one drops, so I get it. Not every card can be a super exciting card. This is what it is. What can you do? Damn, it's already 4? Wow. The day has flown by. Mantis. Let's check in on Mantis. What are the most popular Mantis decks? Positive win rate. If I make it a Series 5, I don't know, because it makes them more money. I think the distinction between Series 5 and Series 4 is so arbitrary most of the time. Like, clearly they prefer Series 4 to be a little bit lower on power, but I think you can make a reasonable argument that, like, Awesome Andy is a similar, if not maybe even better card than Hammond. This card's very mediocre. Although, I think that is a good point. With the pace they're releasing cards, it's not bad that they're not all must-have, you know? I do love his variant, though. I would like this card to see play. I don't really know what you do with this. Maybe when that person who activates your activate cards comes out, we can do some Awesome Andy coping. Has anyone played this fucking card? I genuinely don't know if I've seen it in a game. Does anyone know the Awesome Andy lore? What is the lore of Awesome Andy? Awesome Android. It was based on the work of the Fantastic Four's leader, Mr. Fantastic, and built by the Mad Thinker. He briefly took over FFHQ with the Baxter Building. Awesome Android was used to fight them as well, but was easily incapacitated. Safety had a deck with him? Must have missed that one. Looks like Kitty Shuri stuff, I guess. That makes sense. Maybe I'll try that out sometime. Created by Mad Thinker. Maybe that's why they made him unplayable. Lorwyn. True. I could see something like this too, where you just jam him in a Cersei deck, like an Evolve Cersei Merlin type deck. It's just like the card quality in these decks is very competitive. And I think he just gets beat out by a lot of other good twos. Sabaclia, Nico. Andy Armor. Why is there an armor? I guess for Killmongers? Well, that deck looks like super unplayable with 6/6 Goliath. But at least he tried it. Bam, bam, bam. All right. Well, I think it's time for me to go eat. I'm pretty hungry. So I'm going to get some lunch. Thanks for hanging out, though. Have a good rest of your day. I'll raid somebody. I'll raid the Priesticles. Raid. And we'll be back tomorrow for some more snapping and probably checking out the diner a bit. So, take it easy. Peace.